Hey, hey, hey. How we doing? Can you believe it? Got to see a live clown. Can you believe it? Absolutely. And it's everyone's favorite as well. It's a petition. Would you believe it? Unbelievable. So I got the same setup as last time. On the holy smokes indeed, yeah. So on the left, in the left corner, we've got the petition. I'll let you read that. We'll go through that in a moment. And on the right, there's an up-to-date map. Just it's just easier to be visual. Do you know what I mean? It's just easier to see. But yeah, it won't be a long one. Let me try and figure out before we get started a rough estimate as to when we can expect. So 94807. I'm just gonna figure out roughly. Can you hear me well enough as well? That is the question. Let's get some thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me. Put a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, so yeah, thumbs up, sweet. Yeah, so you can hear me. Happy days. Happy days. So it's looking like it's gonna be about, oh no, about 10 to 15 minutes, I reckon. About 10 to 15 minutes. Signed and sharing. Yeah, we got a lot of thumbs up there. A lot of thumbs up. So let's go through names. We got Mark Jeffrey. He got to see a live clown. You couldn't believe it. Blood Nose. Holy smokes. We got Barry McGrath. We got London Babe. We got Manda Sky. Verlaine Davis. Chris Bird. I'm recognizing some of these from last time. We got Christine Martin. Alison with a thumbs up. I'll give you one back. Maria Spoon. Signed and sharing. Fryer Grumpy. Simple do what they do in the EU. Give them nothing. Pretty much, to be fair, that's pretty much the way it goes in the other country. Where's the link? So it's in the description. Can I get it back from the description without it? Bear with me. Oh, music. You know what? All right, yeah, that'll bring back some PTSD, I'm sure. I did figure out a way on how to sort music, but this was kind of late notice. I didn't expect to be caught short, so to speak. So there is a link to the petition. Is that music playing? Let me turn it way down. Way down. Sweet. Happy days. So when it comes to the petition, I think you should all sign it. Happy days. They ignored 3 million signatures. Fair play. Riz Viz. You know what? Even if I disagree with some facts, I can't really disagree with that one. But we can have some fun. And it's to be honest with you, it's not about the decisions at the top that change. It's about like the general consensus, because like that, I think what that Keir Starmer petition did, obviously it didn't spark a general election, but what it did do is it showed that, you know, hang on, there's 3 million people that don't like Keir Starmer. It means that people felt a bit more comfortable coming out against Keir Starmer. So that's, I would imagine, the effect is it allows people to feel a bit more comfortable coming out against Keir Starmer, or in this case, stopping financial support for everyone's favourite Sudanese Steve, as well as everyone's favourite sound. But how are we all doing? Someone put FYI, I was 94,967. Fair play. Fair play. Get Starmer out. Maybe we should start another Starmer petition whilst we're at it. Maybe we should. Oh no, someone's changed their name to Sudanese Steve. How do I get that up? Oh, I love the effort. I'm gonna have to tell my dad about that one tomorrow. That's great. I appreciate you calling yourself Sudanese Steve. Let's put an S in the chat just to celebrate Sudanese Steve. Not actual Sudanese Steve, but this guy here. Let's put an S in the chat. I can't believe that. That's mate. It was a long day. It wasn't. I wasn't going to bore you with my day, but it wasn't. It wasn't it wasn't a fad of today. But that has made me happy. That has. Sudanese Steve. Could have put all the S's on screen. Can't believe someone called himself Sudanese. Fair play. So all of the S's, yeah. I think they can appreciate the extra mile stuff. I'm not even sure how he'd really. He's created. I don't think he's created a new one. I'm guessing he was Joe Biden last week. Fair play. Evening, Davey. Evening, early viewer. Fair play. He watches at 2 a.m. I'm joking. No, he don't. No, he's been here for years. So with the petition, someone put make asylum seekers take lie detector tests. Congolese Craig. That's a good one. I might need to write that one down. If you've got any nickname suggestions, let me know. Put them in the chat. There is one, I'll admit. There is one that I can't, and we will keep an eye on the petition. Don't worry. When it gets to 100,000, it's all good. There is one. I don't know if you've got a map to hand, but there is one nickname I can't do. It's in the middle of Africa, in the top middle, underneath Algeria, and it would be Nigel. And I just can't. Someone put about my neighbours. Well, they did break up, but it was like there was no moment to spare. It was from one on to the next. I couldn't believe it. I'll have to keep my voice down, but so they broke up. Yeah, I know this is not a relevant subject, but they broke up, and obviously me, 2 women. I'm trying to, but there weren't even 5 minutes before the next one turned up. Couldn't believe it. Wasn't even 5 minutes. So I'm not taking that one as an L, so to speak. I'm no shorter than Nigeria, Nigel. It's a country. It's a little bit shorter, but either way, we ain't even gonna go. Does UK force paying for BBC? Interesting. The BBC would say no. They would say, look, we give you the option. But what they would also give you, or in my case, what they would give me, is letters to tell me that they're going to visit in 10 days' time. And 10 days is up, guys. 10 days is up. We might imagine if we get a live knock. Oh, could you believe it? Imagine if we get a live knock at the door from the BBC. You know what? I will actually say, I put in a freedom, and we'll get to the petition in a moment. But I put in a freedom of information request to the BBC this week. It was to find out just how many enforcement agents, or what would we call them? The BBC. Someone called them door-to-door salesmen. One of the comments the other day underneath one of my videos was that they're door-to-door salesmen, and to be quite honest with you, that really made me laugh. But so I want to find out how many BBC agents they have, because if it comes back and they've got like 4, that's got to be one of the funniest things in the world. Like, the jig is up. If we find out they've got 4 BBC agents for the entire UK, the jig is up. Get Chilly John Carney on the phone. John, they got 4. He wouldn't believe you. He would not believe you. I'd like to personally tell him. It's a Capita employee. Is it? Is it? Let me write that down. I think you're right. I reckon they're gonna try and jimmy their way out of this one. Capita Yeah, maybe they wouldn't use, but they'll know how many. They'll know. They'll know. Come on, Moroccan mat. That's a good one. That's the correct format. You get the foreign country, and you get the most English sounding name ever, and that's why it's funny. My dad used to say Johnny Foreigner when I was a kid. Everything left, right, and centre was Johnny Foreigner, and I'm just keeping it going. I'm just keeping it going. So someone said, he said, I've never had a knock that I've heard from them in 11 years. And I always get letters still, though. He's on about the BBC. Yeah. I mean, that would explain, maybe they do have 4 agents. Maybe that's it. It's like Capita Carl and Capita Kevin, and that's it. BBC don't even send me letters anymore. Oh, that's funny. What's that profile photo? That's hilarious. I've had 4 visits in the last 12 years. That's quite a username as well. Quite a username. Oh, I was more laughing at your username there. Oh, come go, Chris. Gaza Gavin. You know, I don't actually have a Gaza one. I might, or no, Gaza. I might actually have one. Cancel my license over a year ago. I will salute that. Fair play. I think everyone should. It just kind of makes sense. So on the petition, let's give it a little refresh. So 95,823. I'm sure it's going to get to 100. I put 100,000 in the thumbnail. I will admit, but I'm fairly certain it's going to get that. I don't usually make predictions because my outlook is bleak, and yeah. So I don't usually make predictions. This must be the first live stream in quite a while. Quite a while. Kenyan Kevin. That is one. There may have been a video up with Kev already in it. I'll have to let him know. Oh, I showed my daughter one of the ones because I couldn't believe it how crisp it looked on DaVinci Resolve when I did the background removal. I don't think I've put it up yet. Maybe I have. But it was Kenyan Kev was fishing. And it just looked so crisp. I called my daughter over and I was like, look at that. And she was like, Dad, what is Kenyan Kevin? I'm like, look, just that's not relevant. You don't need to know about that. But don't you think it's so crisp? She was like, yeah, I will admit it's crisp, but you're going to need to tell me about Kenyan Kevin. Signed it and sent it to all my friends and family. Fair play. Fair play. No play. I've decided what we're going to do when it gets to 100,000 is I'm going to be quiet for like 30 seconds or so you can all screen record it and, you know, send it to all your friends and family like Dazza115. Hey up, mate, from Yorkshire. Fair play. Hey up. I've not had a telly for 18 years. You're watching me on your phone. Living overseas. But now I'm back in Blighty. I told them I'll never support their repugnant brainwashing corporation. The better analogy, to be fair, than the one they've got going. Do I get into this debate? Not debate. I had a video and I never actually released it. Maybe I should. I just thought it was a bit too much. I thought it was a bit too much. Basically, I ain't even going to go into it, but the word Stan in Afghanistan and all of the other stands means land. So Stan means land. So Afghanistan, I hate to break it to you, means land of the Afghans. Turkmenistan means land of the Turks, or thereabouts. Uzbekistan means land of the Uzbeks. And I can't even say it. But it's that one there. And yeah, and that was the video. And I made it. It's all complete and exported. And I was looking at it. I was like, nah, that's just land of the, yeah. Oh no. Oh man, your comments. I'd love to be in the comment. Oh no, I could just go in the comment section and pretend not to be. Oh, I'd love to be in there with you. Londonistan is my home. I bet it is Sudanese, Steve. I bet it is. All your cousins there as well. And their cousins. What about Bradistan? I feel that we talk about the petition. That's what we're all here for. We should talk about the petition. It's not going to be a long 6-hour live stream tonight. I've got a lot of editing to do, and I've been sat at work just aching to edit all day. And I'm kid-free. It's a rare kid-free evening. Usually I've got two of the loveliest. I was going to call them a word you can't say then. It was a T word. Rhymes with, I don't know, smererist. That's not even a word. You know what I mean? But they run around the place. Yeah, they're cool. They're 10 out of 10. Absolute 10 out of 10. I won't say their ages, but that's pretty much their ages, to be fair. And they're gold. Absolute gold. Someone put, I'm not sued. I remember that. The profile photo from the last live stream. Is that, it must be San Andreas multiplayer, I'm guessing. Proper niche reference, that one. Didn't even have, it did. Haven't had a telly for many years. Londonistan is where I can't even pronounce. I'm sure Sudanese Steve will pronounce it better than me, or Iraqi Ian. It's not great. Yeah, no, it's not. It's just, yeah, like last time I went, it was just like, it's not even related to the channel, but I just felt like it just needed a good scrub. Now I know I'm one to talk. Like it just, like, I hate cleaning myself, but like you know, the nitty gritty. But like you do it anyway. I hate it, but I just feel like the pavements just need good. It had like a green tinge. You know what I mean? And that's when green tinges appear. That's not good. The only Doctor Who I respected was Tom Baker. I've actually got a Doctor Who video coming up soon. We'll get onto the petition in a moment. But I was scrolling. I'll tell you what the Doctor Who video was. So I found a time machine. No, I didn't. So basically, I was on Instagram, and an advert came up saying, if you like watching Doctor Who or whatever, then you need to get a TV license. And it's like, hang on a sec. Are you the BBC paying to show me an advert? And it's like, yeah. It's like, well, isn't that your thing that you don't? It's like, yeah. You're absolutely off the wall, aren't you? I'm like, yeah. Iranian Ralph from Rotherham. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. They just like served an ad for the BBC on Instagram. It's like, stop advertising. Like, do you know, we don't advertise. I was looking at one. I was looking at an advert. We don't advertise. Literally looking at a BBC advert. Same with that guy. I mentioned it last week. The guy in the wheelchair who used to do the idents. The BBC. I was doing the motion then. That is awful. That is awful. I was doing the motion. You can't even see it. My God. Awful. Yeah, they were BBC. So they're like coming up next on BBC Two, and they like that to me. You know, I don't want to sound petty, but they're petty. Come on, it's the BBC. We get a lot of signs. Amanda Barnes signed. BBC are obsolete. Fair play. Andrew Dant signed. Yeah, isn't it weird? So I remember that profile photo. Isn't that weird how it just, things just get stored in your brain? It's and they'll be there for years. One thing I like to do, to be fair, it sounds like a proper nerd thing to do. But if you go on YouTube, maybe after this live stream, go on YouTube and type in TV adverts. I'm telling you now, one person's going to do this, and they're going to have one great evening. You go on YouTube and you type in adverts, TV adverts from the 90s, or TV adverts from the early 2000s. And my God, the stuff that stores in your brain, there'll be jingles on TV that you ain't thought of for 20 years, 25 years, and you'll hear it and you'll be like, I know every single word, or I know what happens, or I know every frame of the video. And you ain't seen this advert in 20 years. And it's like, yeah, next time you're on YouTube, which is, you know, obviously in about half an hour's time, TV adverts from 2000s. And honestly, some of them you won't recognize, but some of them you really will recognize. Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. Which is just the way that things store in your mind. But when you get the monthly Fretogram, attach it. Yeah, my grandpa used to do the same. He used to do, what is it? I think he used to do it at HMRC. I think it was either HMRC or the BBC. And I think it was HMRC. He would collect. There's no word of a lie. I'll be seeing him soon. But he used to collect all of his junk mail throughout the year, and then send it with his tax return. I haven't thought about that in years. My parents would have told me he was there, and I would have been young. Like, I didn't even know what a tax return was. Yeah, so he used to save up all of his junk mail throughout the entire year. Then when he used to get to submitting his tax return, obviously by paper back in the day, he used to give him all of his junk mail, which is... I don't, Grandpa, you can't hear me, but fair play. Fair play, Grandpa. Fair play. Belly, yes. Belly's going to get... I showed my kids the Belly's going to get your advert. They were like, what is this? I was like, Belly's going to get your advert. Oh, it was great. What an advert. Do the shake and back. I don't remember that one. TV license detector vans. You know what? I should do a Freedom of Information request to just see what detection equipment. Let me write that down. What detection equipment the BBC actually have? What detection equipment do they have? BBC. Hopefully, I remember that. I can make sense of those notes. If anyone's got any ideas for a Freedom of Information request, let me know, because I think I'm on 87 FOI requests. Got about 2 answers. The rest of them are like 85. Nah, mate, it's too expensive to get the information. No. I wish my bank account went up as fast as this petition. Don't we all? But you as well, your bank account in particular. I wish your bank account went up that fast. Mash gets smashed. Yeah, no. So honestly, if you weren't here before, so the subject that I was talking about is how things get stored in your brain. And on YouTube, there are videos of TV adverts from the early 2000s. And honestly, it's just the Go Compare one. Like, I guarantee you'll remember every single variation of the Go Compare advert. At least it's seared into my mind. Oh my god. Oh, every variation, you're like, I remember like half where he did the thing, and it's like, no, you remember every single 27. Let's refresh this. So let's do some of this. Let's do some of this. So, okay. So we got some interesting stuff here. Okay. So London. Wait, is this net or percentage? What's the scale? Okay, so the scale is in percentages. Okay, yeah, so London isn't signing it on a percentage basis. London is like 0.1% of signatures, compared to, say, somewhere like Cambridgeshire, which is 0.25%. Might not sound like a lot, but that's 25 times. So generally speaking, London versus Cambridgeshire signing 25, you're 25 times more likely to be signing if you're living in Cambridgeshire than you are London. I wonder why that is. I wonder if we got Sudanese Steve from London in the chat to tell us why it is that residents of London aren't signing this migrant petition. Can anyone in the chat guess why it is that London isn't signing this migrant petition? Because it's a reverse city indicator. That's the posh name. That's what we're going to call it. The reverse city indicator. The RCI for short. So if we take Birmingham, for example, again, Birmingham is a populous place, filled with all sorts of characters, and they're not signing. The areas outside of Birmingham are, the more sort of rural areas are, but the cities aren't. What's this? Yeah, so you've got Manchester here, then Liverpool. So again, Manchester isn't really signing. We'll get on to Liverpool. Liverpool seems like it is. So Manchester isn't. I don't know. Liverpool might have just had enough. They're as confused as we are. They're looking at the mugshots of the guy, the Facebook photos of the guy. They're like, I don't know what's going on. Look at this. Easington, Hartlepool. Yeah, it's quite interesting, to be fair, when you look at the map and you sort of see these places here. I often wonder if they're, I was zooming out to France, but no, France is, unless their country is an all white flag, it's that might be the one. But I often wonder if places like this, so you got Folkestone, Bexhill, and Eastbourne as well. This is obviously a big. This is the runway. This is where Bangladesh Bob on his boat. This is where he lands. This is the landing strip. And I often wonder if these people are more inclined to vote for petitions like this because they got Bangladesh Bob and his dinghy landed on their coast, so that's usually would be why they'd be voting. Let's see so another one to factor in. Let me zoom proper right here. When you go further up, Scotland is just, they're having none of it. Northern Ireland, they're playing around a bit. That's still, Belfast, 0.3%. I don't know if you can you see that? Where's the 3? Yeah, that should just be able to make out. There we go. If you couldn't before, now you can. Happy days. So Northern Ireland they're 0.3%. Again, might not sound like a lot, but the petition ain't been going for that long, and it's only started to spike. I'm guessing it was either today or the last couple of days, but the spike is today. So whether or not it was is not relevant really. But so again, like I said, move further up into Scotland. They're not. They're like, they're not making it to Scotland. Come on now, Kenyon Kevin's not making it to Scotland. Well, someone needs to tell, Scottish Steve. Someone needs to tell him that the Italians said that, Then Belgium said it, Then Germany said it. Then France said it. Now they're on our doorstep. The people down here in Folkestone, Bexhill, they were like, nah, they're not going to make it over the channel. Then they made it over the channel. And the people up here, Midlands, they were like, come on, they're not going to make it all the way up to the Midlands. Then they made it all the way up to the Midlands. People in Liverpool, Manchester, Newcastle, they're like, come on, they made it to, they made it past Belgium, they made it past France, they made it over the channel, they made it to South England, they made it to they're not coming to Newcastle, and they came to Newcastle. Now the people in Scotland, I'm not going to do the Scottish accent, but the people in Scotland, they're just like, come on. It's not, we're not getting migrants in Scotland, come on now. So they think they're safe. And then you get these people up in the Faroe Islands. I'm surprised they got 33 signatures. I'm surprised they've even got 33. Surprised it's not 0. They're probably feeling on top of the world right now. To be fair, looking at a map, they're not actually far off it. But yeah, people in the Faroe Islands, which is this one up here, I remember it because of the whale wars from History. If any History Channel, if anyone remembers that, that was a great TV show. Yeah, they're probably feeling, they're chilling. They're just like, come on, we ain't gonna get no migrants, and they're gonna get some migrants, and that's why they're not signing this petition. And I know it's a UK government petition. Well, no, what am I saying? Yeah, sign it. If you're Scottish, sign it, you know? Even if you're not Scottish, sign it. So, Willie, where is he? Love you, bro. Can I get an update from the last 2 petitions you had on live streams? So I was going to say I can't really sort of bring it up. Not bring it up. It's not like I'm tied by the police or nothing. But so Keir Starmer's still in office. Annoyingly, there's 4 strange Ukrainian people trying to, I don't know, send him a message or something. Yeah, I appreciate the $5 as well. I wish you could actually give me like a crisp $5 note. I'd stick it to my wall. I'd love that. I'd love that. I've got a wall of memes. So I'm looking at a wall of memes, right? And type 8 if you hate Keir Starmer. Fair play. Let's get this going. I've got a lot of 8s. I'll pay them up. There we go. Put some up. So I'm looking at. There's probably about 90 on my wall at the moment. Now maybe about 60. I had to ask ChatGPT the other day if some of them were an arrestable offence. It said no, but like some of them, I can't even describe them. There's quite a few of certain. I ain't even going to say. Someone put useless petition, and you know what? I'm going to come out and say it. I would probably say that all petitions are useless. Now I know what you're thinking, clown. All petitions are useless. What are you saying? You're here doing a petition, but you see, hear me out. Hang on, we got Rupert Lowe here. We got Rupert Lowe in the chat. We've had everyone. Sudanese Steve and Rupert Lowe. And this is Rupert Lowe PM. This isn't the MP. I know what you think. Is this MP Rupert Lowe? No. This is PM. This is the upgraded version of Rupert Lowe. We'll get back to useless petition, and then we'll get back to that one. So it made a lot of people feel comfortable to dislike Keir Starmer in public. You know, you've got 3 million people saying that we don't like Keir Starmer. What that does is it shows, you know, there might have been 1 million or 2 or 27 million people on the fence. You know, but it's things like people like you maybe like your grandma, maybe not very politically normal, not normally very political, but now she feels a lot more comfortable speaking up about Keir Starmer. That's what I imagine these would do. You know, Keir Starmer's not just going to go because 3 million people want him to go. You know, he's not very democratic. So we got Prime Minister Rupert Lowe here. Again, if you're sitting on benefits, healthy and capable, the message has to be this: get a job. And yeah, I appreciate that. And like I said, that is, you might be thinking, is that the Rupert Lowe MP? No, this is Rupert Lowe PM. Fully upgraded. Who would like to see that as well? Who would like to see that? And then it turns out we all vote this guy, and it's Random Dave, but better than Keir Starmer. So with that Lubna comment, that made me laugh. That's so strange. If I had, like, I'm not in a relationship, you know, I'm married to the country, as they say. But if I had a relationship and there were 4, I'll be careful on how I describe this. But you imagine if you were in a relationship, or you and the missus or whatever, you and the wife. Imagine if, you know, there were 4 Ukrainian, you know, I was going to use a word then, but I can't even use that one. Men who are into men. I'm just going to say that. 4 of them trying to. The wife would be like, "Come on." But journalists are like, "Nah." They're not even going to ask any questions. It's astonishing. It really is how they're not asking questions about Keir Starmer's new friends. It really is astonishing. So Prime Minister Rupert Lowe, he says, we don't need bigger government. The answer is never bigger government. We need strong families, real skills, pride in hard work, self-reliance, and personal responsibility. You know what? This goes. I will raise my can to that. Which is always a good sign of hard work, I guess. Nah. I'm a hard worker. I've got a license for something else. But yeah. It's as green as that petition symbol is what I've got my license for. And that's legit as well. I'm not just saying that. I've legitimately got I'm not gonna. You can find out on Google how to get one. It's relatively easy. But yeah, I've got a license for something as green as that petition sign, and it's quite funny. It takes a few years for not be a criminal. Like you're like, oh my god, and then you realize, oh no, I could just in the middle of the street. Nah. It's not. You get it delivered Royal Mail. It's full legitimate stuff. It's not like the other variation. I don't even want to say the initials, but yeah, it's full legitimate. You can't grow. Right? It's that'd be great, but no, you can't. You still have to buy. But yeah, I think someone put Here we go. Rupert Lowe for PM. I have returned. Mission accomplished. Fair play. A license to chill. Or you know what? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a license to chill. It's a license to chill. So it's nearing on 100,000. Nearing on 100,000. But fair play. I salute you. Fair play. Yeah, no, it's everyone should Google how to acquire a license for that. So Rupert Lowe, Prime Minister. If it turns out to be the real Rupert Lowe, I'm gonna have to apologise, but this is Prime Minister Rupert. This is one better. Many of us have been calling for the immediate deportation on conviction. I hope you haven't just snuck a swear word in there. If you've put some random slur in there, and I'll read it out. Good night, Irene. There is no need whatsoever for the British taxpayer to fund foreign criminals in our prisons. Deport. Rumour is he is still saying deport. To be quite honest, I wouldn't blame him. Almost 2,000, almost 2,000 left. Fired a few myself, clown. That's what I'll be doing. We've got Greg here with the edgy subject, which nobody wants to mention on the right wing, which I can't unsee. And I feel alone, and I don't know what to do with that opinion, because it's very out there, and it's an interesting one. And they're so far opposite on the right wing. Oh my god. And I would consider myself right wing. But it's all in. They go all in. We saw that with Gary Lineker. Apparently you can't use an emoji. I'd love to get it into that debate right now, but we got mop emojis. Imagine if someone said, "Oh, I used a mop." That's it. Game over. You know what? Yeah, no, it is. So it was 11.2 that we know of. I've got a Narinder Kaur. It's nearing on 100,000, so I won't talk when it gets to 100. Hang on, we still got music playing? Yeah, let me change it. I did promise to myself that I was going to fix the music, and I did. However, I didn't in time for this. I could come up with an excuse and say, it was someone else. It was someone. Nah. I know my flaws, and I'll accept the blame. I didn't get it ready. But in all fairness, I didn't know there was a particular. No, I will accept the blame for not having 10 out of 10 music. I've signed plenty recently, and Starmer ignores it. No, you know what? I will. And if this is the James Brown as well, get up off of that thing, as they say. if this is the James Brown, I know he had that thing on Christmas a couple of years ago. That was the date that he moved on. But I love James Brown. But I don't think it's necessarily the numbers. I think it's to do with sending a message. So obviously, Keir Starmer's not just going to walk out and think, no, Cloud World's audience think that we got to go, so we got to go. He's probably not going to think that. He might. 1% chance. You never know. Let's keep it going. But it's one of those things where, it changed public opinion. Like I said, people who weren't usually political, or people who were on the fence, or maybe people who were Labour voters and Labour supporters, it made them feel like they could be vocal about Keir Starmer. And for us on the right, it let us know that, I mean, to be quite honest with you, there's probably a lot of times that everyone in this chat has probably thought, no, everyone else is insane. Come on, everyone else is insane. But it turns out we're not. We're not actually alone. Someone asked about London signatures. Yeah, it turns out that we're not alone, and 3 million signatures makes people think, yeah, you know what? Now that you mention it, that Keir Starmer, now that he is an absolute... I'm not going to say it. I find it so hard not to swear. One of the big reasons why I don't do live streams, and you'll have to forgive me, I swear like glue. My dad hates it. My dad has always said, there's plenty of words in the English language. And there might be, but I'll use words like glue. Do you know what I mean? I'll slam an F word in the middle of a sentence just because it's like the glue. Do you know what I mean? It fills the gap. It's like, it might I don't really say much. I'll fill it with like a really fast swear word or something. And I've been good, you know. So which area of London has the most signatures? So it's not going to be Tower Hamlets. I could tell you that. That's going to have the lowest amount of signatures, unless, I'm sure Tower Hamlets is a region. So it was just, to be fair, no, it would be. But to be fair, some of them do have weird names. It's not usually, these aren't really regions. They're more voting districts, and it's quite strange how they work. Like, for example, that's Bexhill and Battle. I'm pretty certain there's a few more towns in there than just those two. But like I said earlier, it seems like it's a bit of a reverse city map, because the rural areas are like, nah, come on, we've had enough of these people. Yeah, had enough. But the people in the cities, well, they're like, so it's difficult to get the message to them. When you're trying to translate with that, it's like, it's impossible. Or as they would say, it's inshallarable. The point is sending a message. Yeah, absolutely. I probably should have had that one up on the screen for so long, just undermining. Tower Hamlets is a borough. Yeah, it's probably... honestly, if you had to tell, I thought it was there. I could be way off, but I swear it was there. I'd say north, and it's on that side. Swear by swear words. Yeah, me too. Habala. Good in person. Yeah, no, it was 10 out of 10. Someone leave me in the chat what I said. I'm not quite sure, but someone's gonna have to translate that and let me know exactly what I said. You know what? Oh, this is gonna sound awful. One thing I've always wanted to do is I want to speak to like a Chinese person or an Indian person, or I might do it tomorrow with one of the Muslims at work. I might go up to them and just ask them, like, to almost make noises. Do you know what I mean? I remember David Franklin from last time as well. I remember, but like almost go up there and you'd be like, and they'll be like, look, did I say anything? And they'll say, no. You're like, you sure? Come on, you were just insulted. Welsh as well as English and foul. Fair play. I think I read too fast. I'm almost at the end of the sentence before I've even started it. Signed. Fair play. My religion is the religion of peace. Amen, Rupert. Amen. That is Rupert Lowe, PM. The upgraded version. If people are going to come at this, if this guy doesn't have a Twitter account, this guy needs a Twitter account. He's this is how you do it. You just post words. I like it. If you have not got a Twitter account, my friend, please start a Twitter account. If people are going to come here, they have to integrate with us, not the reverse. 100%, as they say. We've got the recipes. Britain is a Christian country, and we should not be afraid to stand up for our way of life. I completely agree. Oh, Kim, Rupert Lowe. I've been defending freedom of speech online for 25 years, stood against the PC Brigade too, as I used to call that, are the politically correct. Someone called me out. I've been called out. And you know what, right? I'm not even going to try and... I put 100,000 in the thumbnail. I'm making a prediction. So I'm not going to be like, I'll hold my hands up. It wasn't 100,000. I put 100,000 in there. That is what it is. Got more signatures here. Remember, you can't upset those peaceful people no matter... Yeah, so when I go in tomorrow doing my 10 out of 10 impression, you can't get offended. It's the religion of peace. That's funny. Yeah, you know what he's done more? He's done more to get fishing boats out of the water. He's done more to get fishing boats out of the channel. Isn't that crazy? I might do a video on that one. You get video ideas in the weirdest of places. Someone put a channel for the less well-educated and conspiracy theorists. I'm an actual conspiracy theorist. Even if someone tells me the time, I gotta double check my watch. They might be working for someone. Nah, 9/11 loose change when I was about 13 years old. That's what did it for me. I was about 12, 13. I watched 9/11 loose change, and I was like, really? They did what? And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean there's a chance they did it? Oh, couldn't believe it. I was like 12, 13. I was like, but I was heavily in front. I was like, no, I would have been about, how old? Yeah, about 13. About that. I watched Loose Change, and yeah, that's a I keep showing it to people. I was in a relationship a couple of months ago, and one of the things she said to me, I've still got the message, I should put it into the thing one day on the screen. She was like, I'm sick to death of hearing about 9/11 and wars. And I was like, World War II. And I was like, all right, well, that's me. I remember Loose Change. That changed my life. I almost did it. I almost swore, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to swear. Oh no! I couldn't believe it. The music, the camera, the narration, the on-screen, the puffs of smoke coming out below the thing. Like, couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe that. Literally, I would heavily say. I know it's cringe to say, but yeah, Loose Change. That documentary, the second edition, Loose Change, that full on. Yeah, that changed things for me. I was too young to be understanding about 9/11 and recreating on Flight Simulator and GTA San Andreas. Not many signatures in Leicester and Birmingham. Let's zoom in. Is that Leicester? Yes. So we got, absolutely right. We've got Dave Nostradamus, Dave Radamus. Again, no, it's almost like a reverse city indicator, because the people in the I'm glad that guy brought up conspiracy theories. I got to mention my favorite documentary. So the fair play, Steve. Yeah, so the people in the cities the Right Honourable Shabana Mahmood, as they say, and Ayub Khan, and Al Khans, and Shivani Raja, and Shaukat Adam. It's those sort of regions, like Leicester East, South, Birmingham, Ladywood, and Hall Green. Yesterday, fair play, Dave. Getting in there early investor. Fair play. Dave Buffett. Fair play. It's no, it's I joke. It's always nice. It's always nice, and it's because we were proper early on the other one. I think I did a video and it passed 10,000 or something. And yeah, it's always nice because it's like it shows that you're in tune. Do you know what I mean? I didn't see it until 4 hours ago. I think someone tagged me on X. So Dave, shout out to Dave. Fair play, in tune. Paul Smith just signed. Fair play. Amanda Barnes mentioned something which I always want to mention, and it might offend some people in here. My dad's thing. He always used to say to me when we were kids. He used to say, "Clown." No, he didn't. He used to say, "You're not British. You're English." Like, you know, you'd be signing your passport, or you'd be signing some sort of document, or you'd be applying to college or high school or something like that. It'd be, "You're not British. You're English." And I said it to that girl I was with a couple of months ago. She was like, "I don't understand it. What do you mean? Aren't they the same thing?" I was like, "Yeah, but like, just we've done quite a lot in England. We've done a fair bit." And she was like, "Yeah, but you're like, you know, about the others." Like, yeah, they've you know, the Scottish, they've done stuff too. They've done stuff too. But yeah, we're English." He's very proud, very Brexity, very proud. So let's read this, and then we're going to all watch it go to over 100,000. No offense, but I'm Scottish, not British. And you know what? I love that, because even like everyone should do that everyone should be proud of their own country. The same way I say I'm not British, I'm English, and you say I'm not British, I'm Scottish. It's like, I love that. I'm not Scottish, but I'd be like, fair play. I was going to call you Dundee Dave. Fair play. But no, I wouldn't. Fair play. Top father. Yeah, no, 100%. He would always... some of the jokes I couldn't even... I'd be gone. I'm telling you now, I'd be gone if I was to tell you some of the jokes. Oh. No, I can't. One of them is just my favourite one, and I can't. It'd be an instant gone. Maybe I'll do it on Rumble or something like that one day. But English. I'm not early, I'm Ali. Have a petition for remigration. Fair play. You're a clown. Tell us that. I'm telling you now. One of them's got a P thing to do with beards and the females. I can't even spell it out. Please, can someone share a link to the petition? Dave, I remember you from last time. Dave, how you been, Dave? He's in the it's in the chat. I should be able to put it. Anyway, so what I'm going to do on this, because I think you guys should be able to screen record it, you know? I think you guys should be able to screen record it. What should I put into the... Let me put the link in the chat first. So that's the link. And... there we go. So, I don't know, about 2 minutes? Something like that. This is exciting, isn't it? Guys, are you excited? Who's excited now? Come on. Oh, Blood Nose there. I know you're cool, but I don't know. It sounds like you're trying to get me eaten. I'm joking. I know you're cool. If that was like a random username, I'd be looking over my shoulder for people with knives and forks, and no forks. Trust me, as an Englishman from Southall, I see this happening in the early 90s. So, fun fact about me before we get to the petition. I was born in London, lived in London for a good number of years, and ended up moving because at the time my parents were basically like, we were only young, but their argument was like, they're probably just going to join a gang, you know, let's face it. And this was, you know, I won't say what year, but it was proper early 2000s. And like, you know, to bring up loose change again, a lot happened in the early 2000s. But basically, yeah, and they were like, look, it's too risky to live down here. This was before Sadiq Khan. This was before, you know, this was before the mass increase in population numbers that we've seen. And they were just like, this place is lost. So my parents, I think they were quite not ahead of their time, that's quite cringy, but just they could see the writing on the wall, and the writing on the wall was spray paint telling them to leave, basically. Sorry, I'm just typing in a message, but I've got a massive microphone in my way. 100,000 soon. Here we go, fellas. What are our wishes? What's going to be your 100,000 wish? Is it for this to become true? Let's read it. So it says, stop financial and other support for asylum seekers. It says this petition is to advocate. Someone called me an AI voice the other day, someone in the comments. This would be a difficult job to do AI, live on the fly. I'm going to be typing away in the background like 4 Indians. This petition is to advocate the cessation of financial and other support provided to asylum seekers by the government. This support currently includes shelter, food, medical care, including optical and dental, and cash support. Guys, where do we sign up? Oh wait, we can't. It's only for foreigners. That's weird. So he says, I believe that such provisions may inadvertently incentivize illegal migration, particularly via the English channel. There's that word again. I told you we did a lot. We carved that out. We didn't. This petition is to urge the government to discontinue these support measures and payments. And as you can see on screen there, 99,754 signatures. Someone said, let me tell you all something. Right. I think you should screen record and let's put it on Twitter or wherever you go. I'm going to shut up during this. We got music? We do have music. Last time I was talking through it and I can't even remember what I was saying. I was just like, you know, subscribe to the channel. It's all good. I'll get that out of the way now. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. This is up your street. Let me tell you, this is up your street. Tomorrow's video is going to be, it is the street. I can't even tell you. You're going to love it. If this is up your street, you're going to love tomorrow's video and also today's as well. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's daily videos, high quality. I spend a lot of time editing, a lot of time learning, and a lot of hours doing something that you could probably argue you should not be spending that many hours on that animation. But that's half the fun, you know, when something takes 45 minutes for 4 seconds of editing. But here we go. 100,000 soon. Screen record it. You can tell it because it might go to 1 million, 3 million, and you can say to people, hey, look, I signed it early. $100 more, yeah. You will never march alone. I got the email. Fair play. I'm trying to be quiet so that we can screen record and appreciate it. But I just love talking too much. I just signed and shared. Fair play. Show face or actual riots. There's no riots. We're not there yet. Like and subscribe. Fair play. Soon. Let's put 100,000 in the chat. Let's put 100,000 in the chat. Let's do it. I hope you screen recorded that. I hope you had fun. Let's put 100,000s in the chat. See how many we get. Fair play. Imagine if it stopped and went down. Imagine that. Let's get them in the chat. We got loads. Look at that. 100,000 in the chat. Fair play. Fair play. 100,000. 100,000. Let me start showing some. Bingo Mango. Greg Thompson. Opinions are violence, apparently. Eamon Green. Boss 2. I can't even say that Holic one. But I'm with you. Christopher Gibson. NPC is all I will be. Sailor Jupiter. You gotta refresh. You gotta refresh your screen. There's been an update. I don't want to give you a spoiler warning. Toshak. David Utting. I remember you, Dave. Fair play. We love a petition, don't we, Dave? Kim, when did the petition start? It's hard to say. Someone said that they signed it yesterday. It only gives you the deadline. I guess you could work backwards from that. The deadline is the 20th of July. All petitions run for 6 months. I ain't the best at maths. I ain't even going to lie. But then you've got the question of, does it involve the day that it was, so it's either going to come back with, I think it was yesterday. Either way. Someone said, let's get it to 271,000. That's, that's an interesting choice of number. And I agree. Let's get it to 271,000. Let's see that happen. That's a niche reference. I hope there's some people in the chat that get that one. Can confirm it's over the 100,000. Fair play. Fair play. Fair play to everyone. They will debate it, but make sure that no MPs. That's a good point. They got to debate it. So we had Rupert Lowe, Prime Minister Rupert Lowe in the chat. He's probably down there now. He's probably down there now. 1 million oil riots. Fair play. Well done, Clown World, Whitey. Bravo. You know what, Rupert? Fair play. Fair play. Oh, Rupert Lowe PM. That's Prime Minister Rupert Lowe. More. So we got Boss 2, Craig Mawson. About 10 million? I had to squint like 300%. 100,053. Villager Earl of Cedarham has declared it to be 100,000. Boss 2 again. Dan Milligan. I'm far right, but not far wrong. My next motion is June 9th. Shout out to Rupert Lowe. I like this Rupert character. You know what? Oh, Craig, if he might be onto something. He's given us a tip off about this Rupert character. Well, I might need to do some research. Fair play. I like this Rupert character. It's going up fast. It says it all. And you know what it does? It's going to make people a bit more comfortable coming out. It's the same. That sounded wrong. It's going to make people feel a bit more comfortable coming out against Keir Starmer, is what I should have said. Because there's a lot of people on the fence. The same thing happened with Donald Trump. That election morning in 2016, Hillary was given a 96 or 97% chance of winning because in all the exit polls, people were like, nah, I don't vote for that guy. He's mean. I'm not voting for him. He's mean. But they voted for him because they weren't comfortable saying that they voted for Trump when in reality they did vote for Trump. And this shows that, there's 100,000 people in 24 hours or so that are that vocal that they're willing to sign a petition. People on the fence are going to think, oh yeah, you know what? If that's the accepted opinion, I'm coming out the fence and saying it. Sudanese Steve might not be a top-notch fella. What's this signing for? It's signing for this. To stop financial and other support for asylum seekers. Friends, let's talk solutions. Well, if we spoke solutions, I don't think we'd have much of a platform. 100,000. Yeah, he will have a hard time having a reality check, won't he? He will indeed. Send the boat back. Yeah. This Rupert chap, he needs to become an MP. He really does. If you ever thought about it, he needs to do it. Honestly, it's just he really does come out with some decent quotes, to be quite honest with you. He really does. And it's stuff that shouldn't be controversial, and that's the irony of it. He's saying some pretty level-headed stuff, but Rupert Lowe does so well on Twitter because it's just like no MP is saying it. You know, they're all just done in by lobby groups. Like you've got I saw today, it was I hope they never see my history on my work PC, but I was researching the Conservative Friends of Israel and the Labour Friends of Israel, and yeah, they're all. You've got other lobby groups as well, you know, like Big Tobacco and I don't know, Big Car, Big Food, you know. They've got all of those lobby groups, and they're all playing both sides. You know, there's going to be a food group for the. There's going to be a Labour food group, a Conservative food group. You know, and they're all going to want the same thing. So, yeah. Stammer wants to start a war because nobody likes. So you imagine if that's the play. That would be quite funny if that was the play. But yeah, what does that do? Oh no, that's a premium. No, that's a premium feature. Yeah, so I am probably going to end it there. Short and sweet. He says at 1 hour and 7 minutes. But yeah, we're going to leave it there. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I'm going to come back for a live stream, which is not a. Someone put, sorry, host. I'm just telling this. No, yeah, you. Everyone is allowed any opinion whatsoever on Earth known to man. I wasn't having a go. I think it's a valid point. I myself would say that petitions for the most part are useless. However, it's like I said, it's getting that message out that people aren't alone in their feelings against Keir Starmer. You know, that's the reason why. So 100%, I wasn't having a go, and I love you to bits. You know, hoping to be unrolled. I hope to be rolling myself in about 5 minutes. Man, that sounded weird. You know what I mean? I hope to be rolling one up. But yeah, so everyone's allowed any opinion, even if you disagree. You know, that's half the fun. You know, yeah. So no, fair play. I spent half my life telling people that they should start Twitter accounts and not just politics but other stuff. So yeah, 100%, man, 100%. But yeah, check out today's video as well. It's today's video is a good one. So ULEZ, Sadiq Khan, they don't actually care about the environment, and it would be a headline news otherwise. And it's exclusive information in the sense that nobody has mentioned it anywhere in any way, shape, or form. It's just left to be figured out by me. But yeah, go and watch that video. It's the one that was latest today, ULEZ, and I won't ramble on much more because trust me, as you guys saw last time, I will absolutely do an 8-hour live stream. I'm telling you now, I will do an 8-hour live stream. It doesn't even matter. I promise you, I will do an 8-hour live stream.